Good evening, everybody. Husker Trucker coming to you live from Springfield, Missouri. When the last time that we left, I was in Michigan, working our way down to Utah and then down to California. We did end up making it to California. We worked out ours just right, so we got to see it. On the way to Utah, I can't remember the town that we stopped in, but it was north of Salt Lake City somewhere, over by Ogden. Or not Ogden, a little north of there. But anyway, um, we had to go through the Rocky Mountains in Wyoming and Utah, and that was a really good driving experience. But after driving through the Appalachians, it wasn't anything really to concern myself with. It was actually a little bit easier, but it was fun and it was real pretty. There was still some snow on some of the clouds. It was really neat. Uh, So we got there and we got to Utah, made our drop. It was about half the load we dropped. And then we got up the next day and headed on down to California. And we drove through Death Valley. I think it was like I 15 or something out of Salt Lake south through Nevada and then into California. So we went right by Las Vegas, which I'd actually been there before, but it was still neat to see it. And Death Valley is part of the desert, you know. It was kind of hot and miserable, kind of boring, really. Wasn't a whole lot to look at. I can see why people don't live there. It's pretty boring. But we made it down into California, and as we got closer to Anaheim, you could see the bay. Around San Diego, Anaheim area, you could see the bay and the ocean. Even though we were, oh, 30, 40, 50 miles off, we were a ways off, but we could still see the bay. And when we got down to Irvine, we made our load on time with time to spare and unloaded there. And we dropped the trailer at another place and picked up another one. So it was another drop and hook. And started heading back to our goal was to get in Cheyenne, I think is where it was going. Well, for whatever reason, my trainer had a stop in Las Vegas that night when we could have actually almost made it. We would have made it through Salt Lake City at least, or one of those Utah towns. At least with the hours that we had left to run, but he chose to shut us down early. So ended up the next day, we kind of got a little bit of a ass chewing from our fleet manager um, about not going far enough. So we had to go to Salt Lake City, the prime terminal there, and drop it off and let someone else repower it. And then we picked up an empty trailer from their trailer lot and went and had another live load that was coming to Springfield. They were getting me back here to Springfield so I can test out. So we got back this past Monday. Dropped the trailer. The other guy hooked onto it, and we've been out on the training pad practicing backing all week. With the pad, you get I don't know, there's like 12 spots or something like that. So you can have 12 different people practicing driving on the pad at once. And you reserve a truck and you get it for 2 hours on the pad at a time, and you can do that as many times throughout the day as you want. But, and the pad's open 24/7, so there's plenty of time to get pad time if your trainer is so inclined. Anyways, we've had a couple of training sessions a day for everyone, for me. And been doing that all week. Today's Saturday. I did pass my pre-trip, and on Friday screwed up the backing. Even though it's muscle memory by now, I know how to fix it. So I took it again this morning, And once again, they gave me a different back, and I screwed that one up. I know how to fix it. So tomorrow, Sunday morning, we'll go down there and we'll try once again. After I pass that, I'll make a video just about the test and what to expect there. But as far as training, they've got really good facilities here at Springfield, really good eats. The prices are pretty decent. If you've been out on the road, it's not very cheap to try and eat out every night. So if you can find some decently priced stuff, and go ahead and absolutely jump on it. But another thing that I've learned on the road is everything's more expensive than it is here in the Midwest. I was born and raised in Nebraska, where everything's pretty decent price. Well, Springfield here, everything's about the same price, maybe even a little cheaper. As you go out east or west, everything gets more expensive. For instance, cigarettes. A certain brand I smoke is like $3.85 here in Springfield. It's over $7 a pack in California. So you can see the difference. So every time you're in Springfield, if you're a smoker, make sure and grab a carton or two if you can afford it before you go out, because you'll save a lot of money that way. You're not quite half the price, but it's like 60% of the price, so that's pretty good savings. Oh, well, and it's that way with other food items and sodas and all your dry goods and all that. It's just cheaper out here. Another thing about California, they're so environmentally conscious that they'll charge you for a damn bag at the truck stop. 10 cents for a fucking bag. I went up there, was in the truck stop staying overnight. I went and I got a couple of 1 liters of pop and a couple of 1 liters of water, had some bag of chips, a cold sandwich. I mean, my arms were just loaded. I went up and just dropped everything on the counter. She goes, "Do you want a bag?" I'm like, "Fuck no, you retard. Of course I want a goddamn bag. Get your head out of your ass." Well, she didn't even tell me she charged me 10 cents for it. I didn't find out till the next day when I went in to get some stuff, and they said, "Well, a bag will be 10 cents. Like, no thanks. I think I can handle it. But stupid shit like that you got to worry about. Look out for. And then you have, out in California, you have everyone's health conscious, so you have bike lanes everywhere. Well, those bike lanes go right through traffic, so you really got to watch out where you're driving. If you don't know the area, go just a little bit slower, because you might be on a curve, but that bike lane will go straight and it'll cut right through your travel path. And of course, any automobile and bike accidents automatically automobile's fault, so then you'll be on the hook for that. It's just stupid shit like that that just kind of pissed me off. Oh, and the traffic. Yeah, the traffic was fucking awesome, I'll tell you what. There's a stretch north of, and I guess northeast of Irvine, that we came to a dead fucking stop on the highway, on the interstate. There's 5 lanes of traffic, dead damn stop. Cars passing us on the shoulder just to get ahead, and every once in a while there's a car, kind of broke down on the shoulder there. And we go through this for about an hour. We go, I don't know, maybe 10 miles at the most, and get up to where all of a sudden everything's just running normal speed again. The only thing that we saw was a car broke down right around the spot where we started to speed up. We have absolutely no effing idea why everyone was stopped on the damn highway, on the interstate. It's like they just chose to stop there and then go again. I don't know. It kind of pissed me off. It's kind of stupid. I don't understand it. If I'm going 70, you're going 70, we ought to be going 70. Makes sense to me. Anyway, I'm out of California. That's not going to be one of my favorite places to go, that's for sure. I don't handle stupidity real well. But, and the drivers are shit out there. They really are. No offense to anyone who's out there, but yeah, kind of offense, because you suck at driving. You all don't realize how bad four-wheelers are cutting you off and passing you on the right and all of this yet. They're pretty bad. But so yeah, so we made her back to Springfield. On our way through Cheyenne, we were on our way back here. We were on the interstate somewhere near Cheyenne. It was getting nighttime. It was dark. I was driving and I saw a tanker coming up the on-ramp. Well, I'm in the granny lane, you know. So check my mirror. There's a truck a ways back, but he's not real close. So I switch lanes. And pretty much about the time this tanker gets on the interstate, I'm right beside him. And the other truck gets right on my ass. And he gets on the CB. And he's like, God damn it, Prime, what the fuck? You could have slowed down 2 miles an hour. And I wouldn't have had to stop. I was doing 80, blah, 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 and all this and that. And I paid my dues. I drove for 16 years going 55. And now I don't have to do that. By God, you shouldn't be in my way. And it just went on for like 5 miles on the radio, talking to anyone who'd listen to him. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude, slow the fuck down. We're going 60. You know, it's no wonder people bitch so much about truckers. We're going 60. He was going 80. We, prime trucks, company driver trucks are governed at 62 on the cruise, 58 on the pedal. So, you know, it's about safety there. And I get the whole where you're holding up traffic, impeding traffic. I understand that. But at the same time, reaction distance and things like that. So, you just watch out for some asshole truckers out there. You're going to find them. They're going to be bitchy. They're going to be pissed off because you slowed them down. It happens. They'll get over it. Or they won't. Either way, it's not your problem. So, yeah, anyway, back here in Springfield, and I'm going to take my test tomorrow. And after I get my CDL, I'll go ahead and post a video, kind of what to expect through the testing process. It's really not as hard as one would lead you to believe. So, don't get too worried about it. And for now, that's about all I have to say. Pretty fun time so far. Did a lot of driving from California back. It was great. Got a lot of experience under my belt. One thing I noticed is we take a whole lot of interstates, which is great, especially if you're driving a stick. My trainer's got an automatic, but if you're in stick, obviously on the interstate, you have to shift less. Great for you. But anyway, so since I'm rambling on, I'm going to go ahead and shut her down and watch the rest of Wisconsin-Ohio State games. Pretty close game, fourth quarter. I'm looking forward for a Wisconsin win, not because I like them, but because I hate Ohio State. So anyway, Husker Trucker signing off until next time. Hopefully it'll be in another day or two, and I'll be able to tell you all about the CDL test. Till then, peace out, guys. Be safe. Make it home to your families. Love y'all.